AM90 and 92.3 on the FM dial. Tim Johnson, Kenny Link, Mr. Baseball himself, and Addison Johnson. We're live here today, folks, and we have nothing but the very best of sports for you here on a Wednesday afternoon. Kenny, good afternoon to you here from the big station of KTC Broadcasting here at the Classic 4 Studios. And Addison, good to see you too. I hear your girlfriend's been a little sick out there, Addison.
Yeah, she's been a little under the weather. She's been had to go to the doctor twice in the last week.
I tell you, man, that flu will get you down. I know I had a flu a couple weeks ago. Kenny, how you doing? You had a cough the other night. You getting by?
I'm gonna live.
You gonna live? Okay.
Still got a little bit of a discolored eye, but I'm getting.
Well, hey, it looks better. You know, matter of fact, I never noticed your eye.
Well, good.
That's how good it looks.
Yep.
After 2.5 weeks, it ought to be getting a little better.
You need to be nice to Teresa, Ken. She's got a mean right hand, from my understanding. I can tell by looking.
But
all right.
We're glad to be here with you on this Wednesday afternoon here in Cherryville, North Carolina. Cherryville, the home of the 2019 American Legion Baseball State Championship. That will be the site this year. We'll talk a little bit about that later on. Glad to see it back in Cherryville. It was last back here in 2005. I attended a lot of games back then, and I'll be attending a lot of games in the state tournament this year.
Absolutely. Saw Coach Reynolds and his dad the other day at Walmart, and he was all fired up about that. And so Reynolds said he has some hotels and stuff like that for all the out-of-town guests. He's got everything set up. He said, we're ready to play some baseball. And you know Bobby Dale as well as I do, you and Addison. Addison, I know you played for him, Coach Reynolds. And Ken, you know him. You've been around him for, 20-some years or more?
Well, I've been following.
Even in high school when he played in the 80s.
100 for a lot of years. Let's just put it that way.
He's the best of the best right there, Ken. Don't get no better than Bobby Dale Reynolds right there. All right, Let's talk a little bit about NFL Super Bowl in the big town in Atlanta.
And the New Orleans Saints still complaining and said they should be there, Tim.
Well, you know what, Ken? They're not there.
They're
the
not
St. Louis Rams and the New England Tom Belichick Brady. They are there live down in the Atlanta, and I understand that we have some people from KTC Broadcasting, Carson Dockery and Hunter Yancey. They are at the Super Bowl down there for Media Day, Ken, and I know Kevin and I were talking. I know he mentioned it to you too. They've got some great interviews. One of them's from Todd Gurley and some other ones too. So hopefully we'll get some interviews on here shortly. Maybe if not in this time frame, we might do it in the next commercial break. We can try to get some.
We actually got a couple of them. We actually got a couple of the interviews posted already onto the website KTC Broadcasting on YouTube.com.
Yeah,
There
you can go there and see them live there as well, folks. But
y'all want some now, or
hey, listen,
how
Kevin,
pumped are you ready? Let me tell you who we talked to real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
So, and what we got going on, folks. Friday nights we've got our scoreboard show, brand new scoreboard show on Friday nights after the ball games. When Tim and Ken get ready, folks, listen for the scoreboard show. Carson Dockery and or Hunter will be here on Friday nights, giving out scores from all the games during the week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. In basketball, girls basketball, wrestling, softball, baseball, underwater basket weaving. You got a sport, you send it to us, and Carson will talk about it on Friday night.
So that's after hours.
After hours, up until 11 o'clock. So as soon as the games are over on Friday, baseball, basketball. So we've got a all-sports show now on Friday nights,
that's
guys.
a lot of local sports, folks.
That's it. Yep.
Legion, anything you want to send us, standings, whatever, you can email at info@KTC Broadcasting. Of course, you can tag everything on Twitter at KTC Broadcasting, and also at hashtag KTC Sports. I've posted about 10 of the comments and stuff online. So we sent Hunter and Carson down to Media Day. Carson, of course, the Rams fan. So this was and his birthday was Sunday.
Yeah.
So this is all his birthday. Happy birthday weekend. So he's a Rams fan and his birthday. So you got to go down and interview
Carson, I'm gonna go ahead and break some news to you, buddy. It's not gonna happen Sunday.
Some Rams
not
players.
Not gonna happen.
So they got to talk to, and I've already put some of them up. I haven't got them all. Trent Dilfer, Rex Burkhead, Dante Hightower, Duke Dawson, James White, LaMarcus Joyner, Stephon Gilmore, and Todd Gurley. We talked to them. We also talked to special teams coach for the Rams, two coaches for the Rams actually, and then about 3 or 4 other players that we haven't got to cutting the audio and video of those. But we do have a couple cuts for you whenever you want to hear some of those. We talked to Dilfer. Dilfer actually had the best quote of the weekend. And I'm going to give you that one right now, and then we can kind of go in. You know, we always talk about they ask the players, what do you know? How do you prepare for this week, or what does it mean to you and stuff? And this is Dilfer's take on all that.
I just say eliminate the distractions. Don't embrace it. Don't try to appreciate the week. That's garbage. You're trying to win a game. You're not trying to appreciate a week.
Yeah.
I think that's the stupidest thing ever. I think do everything you can do to win the game, eliminate the distractions, then you'll really appreciate the week.
So Dilfer is saying, win the game, and you appreciate, you
career.
appreciate everything that happened during the week.
Absolutely.
And if you lose, you're not going to care about what you appreciated. I guess.
You're world champions. I mean, what else? I mean, you can like Dilfer. He won one world championship.
He got carried.
And he got carried by the defense, but still, he's a world champion quarterback.
Right, and Dilfer talked a little bit about. See, he coached Goff in high school, so he talked a little bit about him as well. And then also he talked a little. Let me play this one. I'm not sure if this is the one that Dilfer said was talking about Goff. It is interesting.
Jared Goff, obviously, his career is still young. He's got a lot of time left in the NFL. What has impressed you so much with how he's been early in his career?
Yeah, same thing impressed me when I coached him when he was 17. He just has that presence and poise and temperament that he's going to handle success and failure equally well. And a lot of us, like I handled failure well. I didn't handle success very well. You know, so to find that balance in a young man that just was raised a certain way, has a certain perspective, and then has a bunch of talent, it's really what you're looking for.
Ken, what do you think about his comment there about how it was harder for him to handle success than it was failure?
That's an interesting comment that he just came out and said that, and I'm sure he can go in details on that, but he's right. There's a balance, and you got to find that balance because you're going to have successes and you're going to have failures. Everybody's not going to have a success almost every season like Tom Brady.
Well, it kind of talking to the assistant coaches about Wade Phillips. Hunter asked about Wade about that, and he's like, he's got a sense of humor, and even when you play bad, you don't feel like, that you've disappointed him so much, or he's going to be mad at you. But I know, let's see, Addison will like this one. Hunter asked Duke Dawson about his feelings of the Super Bowl and also his favorite Atlanta rappers.
Oh, good God. Well,
That's right down your alley,
I've got
Addison.
2 fun questions for you. How's it feel being in Atlanta?
It's a wonderful feeling, something that you dream of since you was little. And look, we're finally here. It's a dream come true.
Absolutely. And what is one of your favorite Atlanta rappers' songs?
You gave me the hardest question ever.
Hey, man.
The hardest question ever.
I can't pick 2.
Go ahead. I'm not going to decide.
Well, it's a group, the Migos and of course Future. Well, I like Young Thug as well. It's a lot of rappers I like in Atlanta, but I would say those are my top 3.
If you're my honest opinion, I don't
What are you
listen
listening to right now?
It-
That you're going to play before you go out on the field Sunday. It's going to get you so high.
What'll make you feel? What'll make people like my age feel old is that this dude's in the Super Bowl. Like Brady's older than me, and he didn't name any of the rappers that I grew up listening to.
Hey,
like they were all the original Atlanta rappers. This dude is too young for it, and Brady is older than I am by 7 years almost.
Yeah.
I'm an Earth, Wind, and Fire fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm old school.
I don't know
boy.
if they're from Atlanta or
I don't know.
not.
I don't know, but the artists that he picked out, the Migos, Young Thug, and Future, they all make meaningful music. They don't make any good music. I listen to artists that actually make good stuff. It's not all rap, but I listen to a lot of different genres.
I tell you a question I would like to ask Duke Dawson. Is, what's it like playing with Tom Brady?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You got to live up to Tom's expectations.
Absolutely.
They talked to Stephon Gilmore about could he play wide receiver, and he didn't want to get into any of it with him. James White was pretty. James White was pretty good. We got about 3 minutes worth of conversation with him. I don't want to play any of that right now. But the last thing I do want to do, and I talked to Ken and then before they come here, Addison, we talked to Todd Gurley. And Gurley, I do have a video on him. They asked him about, what got him here, and the first thing he did was praise and thank God. But we didn't get that on this cut. This cut was actually Hunter asking Todd Gurley some questions, and he was asking about being from North Carolina, and also about and you'll hear it, and then I'll break it down with my thoughts there in a second. But it was kind of funny listening to him. Now before the interview, they showed on Deion was interviewing him on TV, and Deion Sanders is known for his flash and money, right?
Yeah.
Todd Gurley's got this big gold necklace on.
Yeah, he
and
wore that gold chain.
He told Todd, he said, I hear that you don't walk around in here around with less than 100 G's on your neck. And he said, nope. He said he never walks around with less than 100 grand on his neck. That one he had on was worth 120,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
Had 100. Now remember. Now listen to what I'm about to play here. After I just told you this dude's wearing a $120,000 necklace.
What do you do to give back to your community back in North Carolina?
Man, just go back. Just get that hometown love. Go back, man. Obviously, this past, I went back for Thanksgiving. We had the turkey drive, and we did like a pay to layaway. But I mean, we do a lot of stuff. I don't really like to talk about it. I just kind of just like to do it on his own. And,
yeah.
If it gets out there, it gets out there. But man, I just always kind of look at things, just doing it from the heart, and just giving back, little by little.
Does it feel good to have family members obviously coming to see you from that hometown because you play on the West Coast, being close to home?
Yeah, it feels good, man, for me not to be able to spend all my money buying flights, so those guys can just drive down, so that's pretty cool too.
He spends.
So let me make a comment on that.
What he just said was, now remember,
he gives out turkeys.
You don't have to go far to get to Atlanta.
I don't go out the house with less than 100 grand on my neck.
Right.
Todd, how do you feel about your family being able to come to the Super Bowl and stuff? Great, I don't have to buy tickets, plane tickets. I got 120 grand on my neck, but I'm worried about the cost of plane tickets.
In other words, they can drive.
Yeah, that's what he
buy
said.
Gas money for them.
My other thing would be is, I would ask him, how much does he really visit Tarboro and North Carolina? Does he?
Not a whole lot.
My question would be is, does he consider now his hometown L.A. or would he say North Carolina? Like, how much time does he really go back and spend time with the youth and spend time with the high schoolers and make sure that they're in.
It didn't sound like much. He said, "I'm going back to get love for me."
Yes. What I would say is,
and he expounded a little bit about some turkey.
Why would you like flaunt and say on TV or on the internet that all I do is I'm not going out unless I have 120 G's around my neck? I would not be saying that. That you're asking for a lot of trouble if you say that.
Yeah. Well, a lot of criticism and some possible good trouble otherwise.
It sounded like to me you went too very smart on what to say.
Hey, he's a football player, Tim.
He's a
not
football
a scientist.
player.
Yeah. Well, he got in trouble in college. He's probably going to get in trouble in the NFL if you don't.
You never know. Speaking of the NFL, Super Bowl in Atlanta, like I said, Carson Darkery and, of course, Mr. Hunter Yancey, and they are there live doing some interviews, so I'm sure they'll have some more by the end of the week. And you could tune in to Kevin Hastings and the whole entire gang on Saturday mornings, Terry Reinhart, Carson Darkery, and, of course, Hunter Yancey on the Saturday morning sports show, and they'll have all that as well. So, Kenny, New England Patriots, LA Rams, we're going to pick them here before the end of the show here today.
Well, let's talk about some things about that game first.
Go ahead. Knock it out.
So, do you expect it to be a high-scoring game or a low-scoring game?
High-scoring game. I don't think either defense. I think, honestly, I don't think either defense is going to stop either offense. I think that the Patriots, I think they're going to put some points on the board.
I think the first half is going to be a blowout. I'm going to tell you that right now. I think the first half is going to be a blowout because if you looked at the past couple playoff games, New England's defense showed up and they played the first half.
They're playing good.
They've showed up and they've clicked at the right time. And I wish we got an interview from Sony Michel because no one understands how big of a role he plays on that offense. He's a rookie and nobody sees it. But,
I agree.
But when he carries the ball 20 times a game, they're bound for success. They're bound to win the game.
Kenny, I think James White is the key to this game because he catches it out of the backfield.
Oh, he's a key player for
him. Yes, he is.
But
he wasn't the last Super Bowl.
But running the ball.
Some Michelle, I agree with you.
Now he runs a little bit, but Michelle is the one that's going to make the most on the ground.
Sure, I agree with you.
What I'm saying is how they balance their offense out from running and passing. I mean, of course, I'm not taking anything away from James White. James White's a hell of a football player. Excuse my language. But it's not much of that. It's just that Tom sees the defense. He sees what they're going to play, and they know that they can't give up any deep plays. So James White's going to get 10 touches out of the backfield, just dump off passes, and he's going to burn them. But my thing is with Sony Michel, coming in, he was hurt into the season. He was hurt, and nobody really got a good,
He's healthy now.
Nobody really saw what he could be in his full potential, and he made the best out of the playoffs. And he's going to show you. I'm telling you, he's going to show you in the Super Bowl what he's made of. And then in the first half, I figured it's going to be a blowout. And then in the second half, they'll kind of close the margin a little bit. But like I said, I think the Patriots, they'll win by at least 10 points. In my
That's
opinion.
what I'm thinking.
Now, what they're saying is Patriots are 2.5-point favorites. I don't see that. I see 10 points at the most.
What do you think, Kenny? What's your view of the game?
Well, I think the Patriots should be favored.
Heavily
I wouldn't
favored.
pick them to win by 10.
You don't think so?
I'd pick them
what
to
do you
win.
think?
Well,
4 points, field goal.
this is the Super Bowl where Tom Brady and Bill Belichick can
Less
say,
than a
well, look,
touchdown.
Tom Brady and Bill Belichick can say, look, we're going to knock all that myth and stuff out where they say, oh, yeah, well, we get beat by 6 points. They're going to put up some points in a hurry.
Well, let me tell you something else, too, that Brady's thinking, too, and Belichick. Now, think about this. The first time they won the Super Bowl was against who? The Rams. Remember what they said?
They kicked the field goal to win it.
Well, yes, but what I'm saying is the Rams, Spygate. They said they spied on them, watched them do the walkthrough and stuff like that. Brady knows that. So does Belichick.
Yeah.
They're gonna make a statement. They're gonna say,
but Tim, I understand what you're saying, but on either
Brady's that
either
type of player.
side, why do you need extra to get motivated for the Super Bowl?
Well, Brady don't
every
say nothing.
every player on both
Yes.
teams are going to be highly motivated.
I'll give you some motivation.
I'm gonna tell you.
Last time they played Atlanta, they almost got beat 28-3 in a third quarter, 2 minutes left. They're going back to Atlanta not to only beat the Rams, but they're going back to that city to say, look, you thought you beat us?
Yeah.
It's not over yet.
Hey, well,
we're going to win it again in your hometown.
I understand they got a chip on the shoulder. But you don't think the Rams are motivated to win?
Brady
Yeah,
has said
they don't have the players, they don't have the coaching staff. Now I'm not taking away from Jared Goff, Todd Gurley, Sean McVay, the great
Jared Goff
great
ain't
coach.
the quarterback. He ain't gonna beat Brady.
He's a good quarterback, but he's not established himself in the league. I'm telling you, he's a great quarterback, but he got carried by Sean McVay and Todd Gurley.
No, he's not a great quarterback.
He got carried by Sean McVay.
He's
and
in a
Todd
system.
Gurley.
He's a system quarterback,
and he has a lot of weapons. He's Brandon Cooks, not Welker,
Woods,
Robert Woods, and who's the 83 Reynolds.
Mm-hmm.
He's got great receivers around him. He's
got a tight end pretty good
and
too.
He's set up for success. But you're going to see why.
He's in a system.
Happens.
McVay has a system. I'm telling you. But here, I'm going to tell you something, guys. Now think about this. If Brady wins this Super Bowl, that's
not gonna
6.
retire. He's not going to retire.
Hey, it would not. I know he says he's not, and he says he's 100%. It would not surprise me if Brady retires.
Like right now, if he wins this Super Bowl and it's a blowout, he's going to, in his back of his mind, it's like Michael Jordan. It's just boring to him. It's just boring. It's not. There's no competition to him. I mean, literally,
Brady and Jordan has the same mindset. They don't understand losing. Brady's never lost. Think about this. He's never been on a losing team. He's always won. Even though he's lost a Super Bowl, but he's made it there. But he's a winner.
Yeah, well, I understand
You
that,
can't
and I understand
deny
about
that.
the patch. But I'm gonna tell you something. This game's gonna be a lot closer than you think it is.
We'll
the
see.
Rams have an excellent offensive team.
They do.
They don't have to. He don't have to throw the ball down the field all the time. They got a running game. They got to balance it. They're gonna mix things up a little bit.
Sure.
Now, Belichick, he's a genius at coming up with a game plan. I agree with you, Addison. First half, what he's got schemed is probably going to work better than it will the second half.
Yeah.
Because he got all this time to prepare, and he'll be prepared.
Now, don't be shocked if Belichick has 2 schemes to run in each half.
Oh,
I can see
there's
that.
no doubt about
what
that.
I'm saying
He
is,
might
like,
have
in the
one each
first
quarter.
Half, in the first half, he'll just focus on just only offense, and in the second half, he's going to say, "Look, I need my defense to go out here, and I need them." He's going to disguise schemes. He's going to have everything in his favor, and he's not going to let it happen again like he did last year. And last year, I don't see why he sat Malcolm Butler, and he still ain't opened up and talked about that situation. So
Well,
He doesn't have to.
He got in his doghouse, and he ain't going to explain it.
Kevin, get in here.
He's not losing. I tell you right now, Belichick's not going to lose, and Brady's not going to lose 2 Super Bowls in a row, guys.
So
I'm just
y'all
telling you.
predicting.
I'm telling
Y'all
I'm more like a
predicting
10
the Patriots going to win easily.
10 points. I think
I
that's
think-
me.
I say 10
I think they'll
points.
pull away in the fourth quarter.
No, they'll pull
I
away.
think I think they're going to get a turnover.
They'll have
And Brady will put it in points.
probably a decent 7 to 10 point lead in the first half, and then in the third quarter is whenever you see them starting to pull away.
That's just me. I don't.
It's just I don't know. It's in my opinion. Now looking at the Rams and the Saints game, Saints had a 13-point lead, and then the Saints want to sit there and cry and make a big deal about that call.
Saints
You had a
made-
13-point lead, and your quarterback throws an interception in the fourth quarter. I don't want to hear you cry.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear you cry. You take that $225,000 and go back to your seat.
And before the bad call happened, they had the ball, all they had to do was run it 3 times and kick a field goal, they'd be in good shape. What they do, threw it on first down, incomplete pass, and stop the clock for them.
I mean, I don't blame them.
And then threw it again on the controversial play. Yeah. Again, stop the clock.
After this, we'll give some scores and stuff, what we project.
I tell you what we do, folks. We'll go to a commercial break right here on the Best in Sports, and we'll come right back. And we got to talk about the NFC and the AFC Pro Bowl, Ken. What a flop that was, Kenny. I'm telling you right now.
We'll talk about it, but not in a good way. Let's put it that way.
All right, folks, you listen to the Best in Sports right here on WCSL.
What happened? No commercials.
5 p.m.
Colder day today than yesterday. Tomorrow is colder than today, thanks to an Arctic cold front that passes by this evening. It'll be clear with the low temperature in the low to mid-teens. At times, those wind chills could be in the single digits. Mostly sunny and colder for your Thursday. Colder than today. Our highs in the upper 30s to low 40s. And then we start a moderating trend on Friday. It's partly cloudy. The high temperature in the low to mid-50s. Somebody could see 60 for the day Saturday. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
We're here because your mother doesn't trust anyone else. Your daughter just got her license. Your son needs a dependable car for school. Or maybe you just appreciate honesty, which is exactly what you get at Classic Ford of Shelby. Whether shopping for one of our 200 new Fords in stock or one of our quality pre-owned vehicles starting as low as $3,000, you get honest service at a hometown price. Welcome to our family. Classic Ford of Shelby, the hometown store that gives you more.
James Wholesale Mulch Yard is now open on Highway 150 West between Cherryville and Waco beside Southern States. Open Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. and on Sunday by appointment. You'll find mulch, gravel, straw, trees, pine needles, and more. Plus, James Wholesale Mulch delivers and installs by request. Call 704-884-1142 for details or directions, or look us up on MapQuest for directions. And call James Tree Service for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and all bucket truck needs. We have 23 years experience and rated A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Call us today at 704-884-1142. We take special orders for shrubs, trees, and more, and we accept credit cards. James Wholesale Mulch Yard and Tree Service. It's tax time. Head to AccuTrol Business Services in Gastonia. Ask about same-day service. Most returns are prepared while you wait. Plus, they do electronic filing. AccuTrol Business Services in Gastonia has been serving this area since 1961 with a staff featuring over 125 years of experience. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. till 6 p.m., 9 a.m. till 1 p.m. on Saturday from January 28th through April 15th. Call 704-864-8767. Located at 428 West Main Avenue in Gastonia and online at AccuTrolTax.com.
Cherryville Auto and Truck Parts, your new Napa store in Cherryville, has received a huge inventory investment from Napa. If you're into farming, construction, or anything heavy duty, try us first to prevent those days spent running everywhere to get your parts. We are specializing in making hydraulic hoses, large cables, parts that have not been readily available in Cherryville. So come by and see us at 1313 Shelby Highway across from WCSL, or call us at 704-435-4581.
The Shop Incorporated in Cherryville is growing. Now, growth is good, but because of this growth, the Shop Incorporated needs to hire more employees to help keep up with the work coming in. Just contact Mark Booth at the Shop Incorporated, 704-435-0184, or drop by their office at 1034 Marys Grove Road in Cherryville. It's a great time to get on board. And don't forget, coming soon, a second additional location on Highway 150 West in Cherryville. Again, call the Shop Incorporated at 704-435-0184 for the Shop Incorporated, 1034 Marys Grove Road in Cherryville.
Carpenter Porter Funeral and Cremation Services in Cherryville is there for you in your time of need. They're a progressive and comprehensive funeral service provider, promoting the highest ethical and professional standards while maintaining cost-effective service. Funeral directors John Porter and Hannah Garrett are there to help you and give you guidance during one of life's most difficult times. For more information, call 704-435-6711. Located at 1100 East Main Street in Cherryville and online at carpentersfuneralhome.net, a member of the National Funeral Directors Association.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school, so I'm trying to break that barrier.
My daughter Brooklyn was also a motivation for me to go back to school.
Every day after work, went straight to school, and it paid off.
At age 26, Kareem finished his high school diploma.
I could not have done it alone.
I see the future is really bright for me.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
NASCAR racing right here on Big O Country, WCSL 1590 AM, Cherryville, Gastonia. Online at ktcbroadcasting.com.
All right, folks, welcome back to the best in sports right here on a Wednesday afternoon. Kenny Link, Mr. Baseball himself, Tim Johnson, and Addison Johnson. We're live here today. Kenny, what a flop in the NFC basketball, NFC football game. I tell you, Ken, that was a embarrassment.
Well, the Pro Bowl has been an embarrassment. I watched zero coverage of it, but I did catch a little bit on the radio when I was going somewhere. First of all, what's the deal with the NFC putting running backs out there on a defensive end?
I thought that was cool. I really did.
Yeah, that's cool till they have an injury.
You got so many
something.
Freak athletes, just throw them out there on defense.
Yeah,
Let them get
sure.
hurt.
Yeah. It's
Zeke
could be a linebacker.
Zeke played defensive end.
In Zeke's second life, he's a middle linebacker.
I tell you, if I was an agent,
he played quarterback too.
One of those two, I'd been freaking out. And here's the other thing I want to mention.
What does that say?
What about your boy Jason Witten?
What about him? What did he do? He picked up
the first touchdown of the Pro Bowl to Eric Ebron. He says, touchdown to Eric Ebron. Mahomes, guy to go to all year long. Ebron plays for the Colts, Jason.
Yeah, he plays for the Colts. Maybe he thought Andrew Luck was quarterback, Ken.
I don't know what he thought.
I believe you. Are you sure? You sure Mahomes was in there?
Yeah, it was Mahomes.
Mahomes was in there for the first touchdown.
Was he?
He was in there for the first touchdown.
He'd been his guy all year. That was his thing on the touchdown.
Poor
Jason Witten.
And then after the game, as he hands out
his first and final year.
Listen to this. He goes to pick the trophy up, and the top comes off of it.
Who, Jason?
Yeah.
This is his first and final year at the Pro Bowl.
He goes like, oh, my gosh. Man. So he put it back together and gave it to him.
He's like Frankenstein.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he's going to be there with that Monday Night Football team one more year. And hopefully after that they'll change it because that team's awful in my opinion.
So the AFC won it 26-7. And the NFC only scored 7 points, Ken. And Jason Garrett was the head coach of the NFC Pro Bowl squad. And Kellen Moore was the offensive coordinator. He was the one that was calling the plays and stuff like that, or they said who was. That's what I've been reading up on.
The buck stops at the top, so it rolled back to Jason.
Yeah.
Well, we just heard that Jerry Jones was calling plays for the Cowboys this year, so maybe Jerry was there calling plays.
Yeah, could have been.
You never know.
Didn't turn out too well.
Some big changes in Dallas
from the Cowboys side.
Some big changes in Dallas, hopefully.
Well, here's the thing. They've gotten rid of a lot of coaches that Garrett had hired, but they haven't got rid of Garrett yet.
Yeah. My other big point for Dallas is when you watch their offense play, they do hand the ball off to Zeke a lot, which is fine because that's the main thing they have to do to find success.
Right.
But if you look at the targets that they split up, it was literally like 8-1, and then the 8 targets was Amari Cooper when he came in. If you don't spread that ball out and you get some more, like you saw Gallup, he started to come along. He started to play better. But you got to move the ball around. You got to keep this offense spread because if you just feed one guy and the other guy the whole time, that's all I'm going to focus on.
Yeah, but Gallup's not a number 1 receiver.
He's not.
He's a number 2.
He's not. But it would make Amari Cooper look a lot better if he spread that ball out.
Speaking of Amari Cooper, another terrible play in the Pro Bowl. 15 yards behind everybody, touchdown pass. He reaches up to catch it, and he hits him in the face mask.
Yeah. He's a cowboy.
Oh, unbelievable. I mean, that's embarrassing.
It was raining there when rain got in his eyes.
Yeah, right. Something got in his eye.
And
the ball got in his eye.
Maybe the windshield wipers on his visor should have helped him.
Cam Newton, your boy Ken, had shoulder surgery, and they say his throwing arm is doing pretty good. He could be thrown by May, they said, so it was said to be a cleanup procedure.
Well, they're guessing. Nobody knows. And the owner of the Panthers had said, if necessary, he's okay with Cam sitting out a year. Now, we don't know
I would, for safety precautions, this is the second shoulder surgery. I would just sit him out a year and let this thing fully heal. You're not going to do anything but hurt the team if he gets hurt again.
It's got to be his. I would think it's his labrum, Ken.
And so
I'd say his rotator cuff. I think it's his rotator.
But whatever it is,
could be.
If it doesn't look like he's going to come around, then they need to go get him a quarterback.
They need to draft one this year just so they can have him in place.
They need to draft one, but they need one to fill in if he's going to sit out this year.
Why fill in? Why not get a starting quarterback?
Because
competition.
You need a quarterback who can
I'm talking about somebody in the league that's got experience, maybe like a Bridgewater or something.
How about Nick Foles?
No, you got to have a quarterback who runs the system the Panthers do. There's not a lot of quarterbacks that run the same system the Panthers do, and you got to have that mobile dual threat quarterback, and there's a lot of the teams in the NFL, they don't use that spread.
All right, think about this.
Now Teddy Bridgewater could do it. Nick Foles could do it because of the Eagles triple.
Bridgewater was at Minnesota.
Let me ask y'all a question.
When Norm Turner was there.
Close your eyes, close your ears.
Oh, I don't like.
You're the GM. I'm gonna describe to you the situation. Your quarterback has been the quarterback for 8 years. In those 8 years, he's had 5 losing seasons. He's got concussion problems, 2 shoulder surgeries. He flipped a car.
Truck, Kevin.
Whatever.
If we're being specific,
he don't have.
But no. Listen, I'm serious. I'm serious. If all those factors that I just said,
he don't have concussion problems.
He's had concussions.
He's never set out games for concussion.
But he's got a concussion before.
Yeah, he's had a concussion, but he's never set out a game.
Well, that's fine.
Not I know of.
Now, with that said, you got a quarterback that's had a concussion.
He's been beat up. He's been beat up pretty good.
He's had 2 shoulder surgeries. He's had 5 losing seasons in 8 seasons. Why would you not be looking for a replacement after 8 years? And he's going to miss the whole thing, like what Tim just said. Remember, Dak Prescott missed 4 games. I mean, Romo missed 3 games and replaced him with a 4th rounder. Peyton Manning had neck surgery. They said, we're not even going to try to bring you back.
Andrew Luck.
And they brought in Andrew Luck. The way they do these quarterbacks is that as soon you might not even be planning. Cowboys wasn't planning to replace Romo. But if you stick somebody in there, 3rd or 4th rounder, and he wins 6-7 games, what are you going to do?
You're going to trade him. You'll trade Cam Newton.
That's what they're in a spot. They're in a weird spot.
They're going to get a quarterback this offseason, whether it's in the draft or if it's
all I'm saying is if it's any other quarterback who's had 5 losing seasons in 8 years, he's got 2 shoulder surgeries. We're not talking about. Let's sit him out a whole year and then bring him back next year. We're just going to tank for a season?
Now what you left out, Kevin, was any of the accomplishments he's done all those 8 years.
Yeah, that don't matter going forward. It don't matter. Even if it's Tom Brady. If he's got 2 shoulder surgeries.
You don't think he can do it again?
No, he can't do it again. What's he going to do again?
Well, you telling me that Peyton Manning couldn't come back and play for Denver Broncos after that neck surgery and do it again?
Look, guys, this league, you got to win. And Ron Rivera, I tell you, he was in a tough situation.
If they lose next year, he gets fired.
No, absolutely.
But you can't
got
blame
new coach, new owner.
You can't blame the success of a season on just Ron Rivera. It goes on Cam, and I'm not saying it's
you can't, but that's how it works.
I'm not saying it's Cam's fault because you look at it, they were 6-2 with 6 straight home. They're 6-0 at home. When they lost, it was when Cam got hurt, and you could tell he was hurt. Is when they played Pittsburgh. I could probably tell you the play he did it. T.J. Watt came up under his arm.
Watt hit him. They said that's when he got hurt.
It was when that's when it went downhill. Now Cam didn't know he was hurt at the time. I mean, he just thought it was stiffness or something. I mean, he didn't know. But X-rays later on showed that he was actually hurt. So you can't just blame that. You can't blame that whole season on Cam or Ron.
If you're asking me what I would do if I was the owner of the Panthers,
hire Jason Garrett.
No, fire. If it was me. I like Ron Rivera. I think he's a great coach. I mean, I'm telling you, he is a really good coach. If it was me, I'd go get me a starting quarterback. I would go and get Nick Foles.
Yeah, but Tim, how you gonna?
I wouldn't go get Nick. Looking at looking at the draft that they have, you got some really good quarterbacks.
Let me tell you why.
Let
me tell you why to get Nick Foles, and I'm gonna explain something.
Hold on, real quick. Okay, Tim, real quick. Ken and Addison, you're saying no Foles. What is your strategy then? Is it to draft someone and then lose all your games next year? Because if you draft someone and he wins all those games, you're going to have Dak Prescott again. Because if you want Cam to play again in 2 years, that means you want to lose next year, and you don't want a veteran, and you don't want a good draft pick.
Why not do that?
So what is the strategy?
Why not do that? Dallas Mavericks did that in the NBA.
If they know he's going to set out, they need to go get a Bridgewater or maybe a Foles.
Ron Rivera will not be the coach there if they do that.
Dallas Mavericks. The same thing applies to the NBA to the NFL. Dallas Mavericks they tried to lose games just to get better draft picks in the draft. Now it's not an overstatement here. I'm just saying that you can get a quarterback in the draft and have Cam Newton in his ear the whole time. Kyler Murray would be a great pick for this offense.
Who wants Cam Newton giving him tips? What's he going to tell him to do?
How to run the ball. I'm not saying throw it. You laugh at it now, but there's that
tips.
All right, listen to this. Listen, guys. Listen to me. Here's my philosophy, and I'm going to explain something to you, Kenny and Addison. Here's my philosophy. I believe that they go out and get a quarterback that fits Norv Turner's offense. But now Turner's never been a quarterback who runs the football. You know that, and I know that. Addison, you probably don't know that because,
I haven't seen Norv a lot.
Norv is a great offensive coordinator. To me, he has put quarterbacks in the Hall of Fame. Troy Aikman, Drew Brees, he coached him, and a lot of
Didn't he coach Phillip Rivers?
Yeah, absolutely. So listen to me. He is a passing. Nick Foles would fit Norv Turner's offense better.
Yeah, but that's if you're wanting success as fast as next
year.
Why
not? Why not?
They're not going to win the Super Bowl next year.
But listen, you don't know that.
They're not. They don't have. They got so many problems with that defense. It's unbelievable.
Well, listen,
their safeties and their cornerbacks is the biggest problem. It's not even their quarterbacks. You might be right,
but I'm telling you,
defensive end and safety.
Yes,
yeah,
they have no pass rushers on the end, and they don't have any safeties.
I don't
you
believe
you get a quarterback that's Nick Foles' age. Yeah. He's not a young guy.
Well, I'm gonna
go
tell you
ahead
right
and
now,
get a young quarterback, and you can shape him for the future.
I really hope that that Cam Newton can get better and can come back and play. That's what I hope. But I'm telling you right now, guys, he is going to have to change some things about the way he plays because if you don't, he won't be in this league very much longer.
Well, you can say that he's an MVP.
He is.
He played great for the first 8 games,
absolutely.
as Addison said last year, and he got hurt.
Until he got hit with
so
TJ
now
Watt.
all of a sudden people say throw him in the dumps.
Now,
no good. They forget he was the MVP one year.
Yeah, he's got more MVPs than Drew Brees. I'm gonna let you know that.
Yeah, I mean,
look at the stats. He's got more MVPs than Drew Brees.
Him for all you want to.
He's been to the same amount of Super Bowls as Drew Brees.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Has he won a Super Bowl? No.
He has not.
Has Nick Foles won a Super Bowl?
Drew Brees would have not have won that Super Bowl if Adam Vinatieri was kicking the field goals.
You're probably right.
Look at it.
You're probably right.
Look at the stats. They had a guy that I watched this thing. You know Barstool Sports.
Adam Vinatieri did not kick field goals.
Yes, you know Barstool Sports, right? No, not for New Orleans, for Indianapolis.
Yeah, for
Indianapolis would have kicked. They would have beat them.
Probably so.
Listen. Let me tell you, you had a backup kicker kicking for in the Super Bowl when Adam Vinatieri was in a kickoff showdown, kicking field goals with that backup kicker. And I listened to Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee was a special teams player for the Indianapolis Colts when they went to the Super Bowl and they lost to the Saints. Pat McAfee said in practice that the special teams coach said to them, "We're going to have a kickoff showdown, and whoever wins this, we'll go out there and let them kick." Adam Vinatieri went 10 for 10 in the playoffs, and then they just sit him because his hip was hurting. He was ready to kick, and if they would have played him, Pat McAfee said they would have won. Drew Brees would have not won that Super Bowl, and we'll be saying the same thing now as what we'll be saying. So, there you go.
I don't disagree with you. I hope Cam does.
Well, there's a lot of
ifs.
There's a lot of Cam haters out there. No matter what he does, he'll never get credit from those
you'll
who
never
hate him.
You'll never find
that's
happiness. Yeah,
and that's true of a lot of players.
Right. I agree with you. I mean, it doesn't matter who it is. Either you like him or you dislike him.
I think he's a great player, and I think he doesn't get the respect that he deserves on the field. I think he's a diva, but he is a great player, and it overshadows because nobody looks at it like that.
All right, folks, we're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be back with some college basketball right here on KTC Broadcasting.
We know what the community wants and needs because we live here too.
Definitely in touch with the city and what's going on.
Carolina Country, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, WCSL Cherryville.
Here's what's up in Cleveland, Gaston, and Lincoln counties. Brought to you by the What's Up Shopper, Carolina Country, WCSL, and the Boss, WOHS and WLON. Mark your calendar for March 26 for the annual Adult Spelling Bee in Lincolnton from the Lincoln County Chamber of Commerce. Proceeds benefit the Chamber and education in Lincoln County. There will be a Porta Pit Chicken fundraiser in Cherryville at John Chavis Middle School on February 25th. Proceeds go toward the purchase of Chromebooks and supplies for the school. And that's What's Up, brought to you by the What's Up Shopper, Carolina Country, WCSL 1590 AM and 92.3 FM. The Boss, WOHS 1390 AM and 101.5 FM. And WLON 1050 AM and 107.5 FM. For more information, go to whatsupshopper.com.
Okay, now's the time to buy your new Kia. That's right, your new Kia is waiting for you at Ronaldo Kia at Ronaldo Auto Mall in Shelby. Right now, you can buy a brand new Kia for only $14,988. That's right, only $14,988. And you say, oh yeah, there's only one left on the lot. Not at Ronaldo Kia. How about 30 to choose from? All with full warranties, only $14,988 for your new Kia from Ronaldo Kia at Ronaldo Auto Mall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at RonaldoAutomall.com.
For 9 straight years, Ewing Insurance Agency in Gastonia has been voted the #1 insurance agency in the county. There's got to be a reason why. Ewing Insurance Agency features over 75 years of combined experience. Whether you're looking for a review of your auto or homeowner's insurance or seeking a customized business insurance package, the team at Ewing Insurance Agency is ready to tailor a plan that's right for you. Drop by their office at 1548 Union Road, Suite C in Gastonia. Visit their website at insuregaston.com. That's Ewing Insurance Agency.
With CF Moto, you have the power to conquer more. From rocky creek beds to colossal mud pits to wooded mountainsides, CF Moto high-performance vehicles rip through the toughest terrain with ease. Outfitted with custom-designed, liquid-cooled 4-stroke engines and an unmatched assortment of standard features, the CF Moto ATVs and Side-X sides do more than crush trailheads. CF Moto, available now at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell. Buy more, save more at Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center in Shelby. Come in now and save up to $1,200 on select GE Profile appliance packages, refrigerators, dishwashers, ranges, and microwave ovens. Let Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center put a package together for you. Again, save up to $1,200 on select GE Profile appliance packages. Buy more, save more at Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center, 1241 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 3 on Saturday.
NASCAR racing right here on Big O Country, WCSL 1590 AM, Cherryville, Gastonia. Online at ktcbroadcasting.com.
Okay, folks, we're back here on the Best in Sports here on WCSL. We've been talking a lot of football, had a few fist fights, but we all survived. I'm the only one with a black eye, and I got that 2 weeks ago. Let's talk a little bit of round ball. College basketball rankings. Folks, we're about halfway through the conference seasons of teams, and we're starting to see things fall into place a little bit. Nationally, Tennessee, who's only lost once this year, is ranked #1. Coming in second is the Duke Blue Devils. Behind them, another ACC team, Virginia Cavaliers. Gonzaga 4th, Michigan 5th, Michigan State 6th, Kentucky 7th, Nevada 8th, UNC Tar Heels 9th, and Marquette 10th. Teams in the ACC in that top 25, Virginia Tech at 12, Louisville at 15, Tim's NC State Wolfpack at 23, and Florida State at 25. And last night, that Wolfpack almost pulled an upset as they took Virginia to OT over at Raleigh, but couldn't quite pull it off as Virginia beat them by 1 point, Tim.
What was it, 66-65, is that
right?
Yeah,
1 point victory in OT.
Yeah, it was a 10-point game, I think, in the first half or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, Virginia led the whole game, and finally State caught them at the end, but they couldn't quite get it done in OT.
Did you watch any of the game, Ken? I didn't watch any of it.
I watched the last couple of minutes of regulation and the overtime.
Yeah,
and,
I didn't watch it.
Is there any games on tonight?
Not sure there any ACC games on tonight.
I'm not.
Carolina beat Georgia Tech last night by about 23. Kobe White was freshman of the week again for the second time for the Tar Heels last week. He had 19 points and 8 assists. Unfortunately, I think Kobe White and Nasir Little, who's playing well now, will be one and done. I don't think they'll be back next year. But Heels are starting to hit three-pointers, and when they hit three-pointers, they're pretty tough to beat. They still lack that big man inside, but if you shoot well, you can overcome some of that.
Let's go through the college basketball rankings. The number 1 ranked team in the country, of course, is Tennessee. The Volunteers, they're number 1. Duke is number 2.
We already did that.
Oh, did we?
Did.
Where was I at? Where was I at?
We get a drink of water or something.
Where was I at? Yeah. Either Virginia's number 3. How about that?
Well, you know, that at the top of the ACC, Addison's going to go over that, but you got 2 of the best teams in the country in the top 3, and they're also top of the ACC, right, Addison?
Yep. We got Virginia sitting at 7-1 in the conference play, 19-1 overall. Duke also 7-1, 18-2 overall. UNC 6-1, right behind them too, 16-4 overall. Louisville 6-1, 15-5 overall. Virginia Tech 5-2, 16-3 overall, and Syracuse 5-2, 14-6 overall. And then NC State at the very rounding up that 4-4 in conference play and 16-5 overall.
So let me ask you a question: best team in ACC, Addison? Virginia, Duke. Virginia will beat Duke. I'm gonna let you know that.
I'm gonna still have to go with Duke right now. Right now in the season they played good so far, but I'm saying in the second half I don't even see Virginia in it. I see
really
not like that. I see UNC starting to rally some games.
Yeah.
Now I see Duke staying where they're at because I see Duke. They always stay in the regular season conference play. They always stay pretty much on top of their stuff. But UNC, I feel like they're gonna bring some upsets into this. Virginia's gonna do good. They're gonna lose a couple games here and there, but UNC's gonna start rallying some games here.
Ken, would you say Louisville's surprise team in ACC?
Yeah, one of the hottest team, and they won 5 in a row, and they gave Carolina their only loss in the conference at home.
The
worst loss of Roy Williams since he'd been in Chapel Hill. They beat him by 21. That's his worst loss on the Chapel Hill court since he's been there. And guess what? This Saturday they got a return match at Louisville. So the Hills will be wanting some revenge. That's a tough place to play. So we'll see how UNC and Louisville end up Saturday.
I got a couple games today that I'm gonna go over. Y'all go ahead.
I did see that the Wolfpack and Tar Heels play February the 5th, Ken.
Yeah.
That'll be a makeup game at Carolina. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so the games we got Marquette and Butler. They start at 6:30. ACC play, we got Virginia Tech and Miami, and then we have West Virginia and Iowa State, Villanova versus DePaul, Louisville and Wake Forest, another conference game in the ACC, and then LSU and Texas A&M tonight at 9 o'clock. I'm probably going to watch that Virginia Tech and Miami game.
That's ACC there.
Yeah, that's going to be a good game.
That's the only ACC game tonight.
Miami's having sort of a down year, but Virginia Tech, boy, they looked good against Syracuse the other night. I mean, they had a big win.
Number 12 in the nation.
Robinson went off. He had like 30-some points.
He's a player.
The all-time career assist record at Virginia Tech. And they played well.
He's a player. Robinson's a player. Real good player. And, he's definitely, what do you think, top 5 in ACC? Best players, Ken?
He probably is.
Touch base on Luke May a little bit, Ken, when you get a chance.
Well, Luke has struggled a little bit. He's not playing nearly as well as he was last year on offense. Now, he's still rebounding. He still gets you boards. But his shooting's down. He's starting to make some turnovers. Last night, despite the Heels winning easily against Georgia Tech, he only had 4 points, 2 out of 9 from the floor, had 5 turnovers, only 1 assist. Just hadn't been shooting well and playing well.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think his role has changed? Maybe
it has changed.
He's not the focal point of that offense.
Yeah,
anymore.
They don't depend on his scoring to be, the leading scorer. Cam Johnson is throwing in a lot of points. He's the leading scorer.
Right.
Kobe White's throwing in a lot of points. Now Nasir Little's off the bench is starting to score. They don't need his points as badly, but usually he's a good shooter, and he's just not had. He's just hadn't been shooting well, and I think because of that, it's affected some of his play as far as turnovers. Because he's an unselfish player. He'll try to make the right pass and get the ball to you.
I tried to call Mark over the weekend and talk to Mark. It's probably hard to get in touch with Luke, but
one thing about he always plays hard, and he does.
He does certain things that doesn't catch the eye, but he does.
You're right,
things.
And he always is on the boards. He always pounds those boards.
Saturday at 2 p.m., our Carolina Tar Heels take on Louisville at 2 o'clock.
That's Saturday. That'd be
at
good,
Louisville, is that right?
At
Louisville. Wow,
it's gonna be a good
knockdown game right
there. Yeah, that'd be Carolina be wanting to get some revenge there, Ken. ACC women's basketball. NC State is undefeated, Ken, with a record of 20-0. Currently ranked 7th in the country, Ken. I tell you, the Wolfpack, the women's, they pretty good. Sunday, UNC upset the number 1 ranked team, Notre Dame, 78-73. Now, Notre Dame's a pretty good basketball team, Ken. Yep. They have been for the last, 7 or 8, maybe 10 years?
Oh, yeah.
Notre Dame's been the top. Dropped to 5th in the rankings, and then Louisville is another ranked ACC team in the top 10. So that's your ladies basketball of the ACC.
In NC State, they haven't played some of these teams like Louisville and Notre Dame yet. But the fact that they're only undefeated team in the top 10 and they're still ranked 7th tells you what State usually do. They play a weak schedule, Tim.
Oh,
Carolina's Tar Heels women's team ain't even ranked.
Why is
that? No, that's a tremendous upset.
That's crazy.
When are we ever going to get any love?
The women Tar Heels were 11 going into that game as 11-9 on the season, 3-4 in ACC. Notre Dame came in there and they put the whooping on them.
I might have to call Teresa, have a phone call,
73.
talk with her. Maybe she can take care of the situation for me.
But the reason I wanted to bring a little, we usually don't talk about women's basketball, but I wanted to give the NC State Wolfpack women credit.
Give them their credit when credit's due.
See, that's a shot right there. That's a shot to the gut right there.
So the 2019 American Legion Baseball North Carolina State Playoffs, we will be hosting that in Cherryville. It will be from July 26th to the 30th at Farley Field. And after no team from Area 2 submitted a bid, the bidding was opposed up to the programs. And the other 3 areas to submit bids, Cherryville bids was the most. So that's how we accepted that.
Yeah, we touched on that a little bit at the top of the show, Ken. And you know, it's to me, I saw Coach Reynolds the other day, him and his dad. Yeah. And I want to say hello to Coach Reynolds' dad out there. He listens to every show, Ken. He said he loves listening to us, and he's a die-hard, not only the sports station, but he's a die-hard KTC, Cherryville WCSL listener. Yes, he is. Mr. Reynolds, I hope you're doing well. Good to see you.
And it was really fortunate, as Addison said, it was Area 2's time to host a tournament.
Yeah.
You know, you got 4 areas.
Sure.
And no team from Area 2
except Cherryville
submitted a bid.
No submitted at all. Wow. And so when that happened, they said, okay, anybody else want to submit some from the other 3 areas?
And Cherryville had the highest bid.
And Cherryville submitted, and it was accepted. And so
how about
it was awarded to them. And so they will be having the tournament. The last time they had a tournament was 2005. As I said, I attended a lot of those games. There were 3 major league players that played in that state tournament that went on to play in the major leagues. Addison Bumgardner, who I never saw play, but I think he's on the roster of that tournament. White, a pitcher from Pitt County, and also Chisenhall, who was a pitcher and shortstop and been playing with the Indians a good many years, and I think is still on the Indians roster. So I saw those 3 play back in 2005. So you'll have some good talent there.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm looking forward to going to those games.
Ken, congratulations to Cherryville, Post 100, and, of course, all the Cherryville residents and all the local listeners out there.
We'll be covering some of those games.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we covered it.
Milton and Danny will every game.
And, you know, you got KTC covers Cherryville and Shelby anyway, and also Lincoln County and Lincoln Cardinals. Now, here's the other thing. Because this Area 2 didn't submit a bid, they get penalized in that they can only send 1 team, their champion, to the state tournament, and Area 4, which is host tournament, gets 3 teams.
You know, Ken,
Cherryville and 2 other teams.
I bet Calvin, I'm not 100% sure, but I bet you Calvin's probably going to send some different people, because Milton Denny will be the head one because of
Cherryville.
Yeah, oh, they're great. Yeah, absolutely. I think they're probably as good as anybody, in not only in the whole entire area.
That covers it.
Oh yeah.
Well, they may do, and I don't know.
He might do
KTC in the past
might like the World Series
have done all the tournament games. It's all the state tournament games. In 2000,
they might send different teams.
2005 they did. Now will they'll do that this time or not?
Let's go over some of the number one rookies in the MLB. The number one rookie ranked prospect of this year would be Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He's Toronto Blue Jays has drafted him.
Yeah. Ken, you made a statement about Vladimir. You love the way he hit the ball and held the ball, and the way he can swing and stuff like that. I mean, he can hit anything around the plate.
This is junior. His father was one of the best bad ball hitters I've ever seen.
I'm telling you.
He was a tremendous at the plate, and other times he would swing and miss, looked like he didn't have a clue. But he was a career 300 hitter, and what a player.
Is it true that he hit a ball that hit in the dirt out of the ballpark, home run?
They
bounced and hit?
They said he
in
did
a game?
That. They said he did that. I never saw it, but they said he did
I
that.
heard that.
But his son, I understand, has a lot better plate discipline, and he can hit power to all fields. They said he's a no-brainer.
Well, Vladimir was good.
He'll come up. He'll be in spring training. He probably won't start the season, but they'll probably bring him up after several weeks, and he'll be on that Toronto Blue Jays this year. Another rookie prospect, Fernando Tatis with San Diego, the shortstop. They say he's outstanding. And the third one I got here is
Eloy Jimenez.
Eloy Jimenez from the Chicago White Sox. He's also a very good hitter. As you noticed, Tim, all three international players.
I was going to say international.
I saw a list of the top 100 prospects in the major leagues. 2/3 of them was American players. 1/3 was international.
Well, I mean, they play year round. I mean, they're just so good. I mean, these guys play baseball to get out of the country.
It's
to
their
come
religion.
Here, make a living.
They make that their religion.
And you see more and more players coming. Some of the better players. When I say better players, some of the superstars international.
Yep, Yasiel Puig.
Yeah.
All right, Kenny. Super Bowl. Patriots.
Give a score.
Rams. I want you to think about it now.
Now, last year was the highest scoring Super Bowl in NFL history.
It's going to be in the 30s, this Super Bowl, I think.
I think it might be.
So what do you think, Kenny?
I think it might be in the 40s. Because you got to think.
I don't think so.
Think about this.
I don't think.
In the beginning of the year, Kansas City and the Patriots put up 43-40 New England. Then the Rams played Kansas City, and it was also a high scoring game. It was probably it was actually one of the highest scoring games in NFL history, actually, I think, and it's one of the longest games. So it's gonna be 30 and above. I think it could reach the 40s.
I'm saying 31-27. The reason I'm saying
that's a good score.
You're gonna have some long drives that will take some time off the clock.
Right.
So therefore, I don't think it'd be quite as high scoring because there's going to be some drives that take a lot of time off the clock. But that's what I'm saying, 31-27.
What do you think, Addison?
Now, if I had to give a close score, I would probably have to say 38-35 New England.
38-35.
But the score that I probably have in my head right now would probably be 28-38 or 28-35, somewhere around that margin. But I look at it being a dominant game. It would be a high-scoring game. New England's probably going to take this one, I think, in my opinion.
All right, Tim, what's yours?
I'm thinking, guys, I'm going to say 30-20 New England. 30-20. Well, I mean, it could be. It could be. I'm thinking 30-20 New England. And I think Tom Brady's going to win 6 Super Bowls. And there is a chance that he could retire. Now, I know he's been telling everybody, no, 100% I'm coming back. But I think his wife and his family, his dad and his mom, I mean, he's real close to his family, especially to his mom.
I really wanted to see him leave on a 3-peat, and that's what really upset me last year when he got beat. I really wanted to see him leave on a 3-peat because it's never happened in NFL history.
I think the reason why he got beat last year is Belichick. I think Belichick is the reason why, because he didn't play Michael Butler. I think if Butler would have played,
has it happened? Has the team won 3 straight Super Bowls?
No, Dallas has won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. That's the only team's ever done it.
Yeah, see, I wanted to see New England win.
Pittsburgh won 4 Super Bowls,
but it was 2-2.
And
I'm pretty sure it was 2-2.
Yeah, it was 2-2. And
or it might have been.
Was it 5 years? They won 4 and 5 or something like that.
Yeah.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well,
yeah.
Atlanta's play calling helped them blue, help.
Oh,
Patriots
yeah,
win last year.
absolutely.
You ain't gonna see New England make those
Belichick had a
mistakes.
part in it, but yeah.
No, yeah, I agree with you, Ken. Yeah, the Falcons should have won that Super Bowl, and there's no doubt about that. Yeah, the coach, the head coach, or the offensive coordinator,
whoever's calling the plays,
whoever's that. Yeah, the guy.
He's
God,
no
Shanahan.
Kyle Shanahan.
Kyle Shanahan. He lost that Super Bowl, no doubt about it. Yeah. No doubt about it.
Try to be fancy.
And what did Belichick do for him? For letting him win that Super Bowl? He sent him Jimmy Garoppolo.
I understand.
He sent Jimmy Garoppolo up there for him. Said thank you.
Are you saying that's about a conspiracy theory? You going with him?
He said.
He
said he sent him a ring.
Well, he did. He sent him that ring. So, but yeah, I think it's 30-20. I think the Patriots are going to win.
And
I'm telling you guys, don't be surprised if Tom Brady's family don't step in and say that's enough.
Well, here's the thing nowadays, folks. With retirement, there's one thing you want to go out on top.
He's going to listen to his family.
There's one thing, but here's the thing. With CTE and those kind of things, it's a more serious decision now about
that's what I'm
stepping
saying.
down.
Yeah,
It really is.
I mean, he's 41. He's conquered everything. You know what I'm saying? MVP, Super Bowls. I mean, he's done everything in his career. What more could this man do? I mean, what more? I mean, think about it. He's the Michael Jordan.
Who's doing the halftime show again? Who's doing the halftime
Maroon
show?
5.
And somebody else.
That should be pretty good.
One of them.
That should be pretty good.
Maroon 5.
Well, thank y'all for tuning in with us today. See y'all next Wednesday after the Super Bowl when the Patriots win it all, baby.
All righty. Tim Johnson, Ken Link, and Addison Johnson. You guys have a great rest of the week. And we'll see you guys here next week right here on the Best of Sports right here. Don't forget about Saturday. You'll see Kevin Hastings and the rest of the guys. They'll be here live in the studio for the Saturday morning